member from Thornhill.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I'm very pleased to rise and speak in support of Bill 30, Human Rights Code Amendment Act, Genetic Characteristics. And it's put forward by the member from Eglinton Lawrence and co-sponsored by my colleague, the member from Dufferin-Caledon. And I'm very pleased that I have a few moments to speak because this is something that I have actually, I think people are going to be very surprised when they hear this, I have received at my office more emails on this issue of genetic discrimination than I have received on any other issue. And people here might find that very peculiar because they get hundreds of emails about hydro, about Family Resource Office, about all kinds of emails. But honestly, this tipped the scale because in just 1 month I received that many emails. I've never received that many emails in such a short time on a topic before. And part of it was that there was an article in Canadian Jewish newspaper, and I just want to mention that there's this is a very great concern to the Jewish community, which Thornhill is represented by at least 50%, I think, of the Jewish faith. And that's why we have so many members here from the Centre for Israel and Jewish Affairs, CJA, we call it. And I just want to call out some names that are here. Sarah Lefton, Maddie Murario, and also one of my constituents is here, Shir Barzilai, who does a lot of great advocacy work for them. And I just want to say that the reason it's of particular interest is because there are a lot of genetic mutations that could, as the member from Dufferin-Caledon mentioned, could result, but no guarantee that you will develop the disease. And also a lot of, sort of interest in ensuring that people go for genetic testing if it means that they can have early treatment, because that's what it's really about. It's about if people don't get the genetic testing which is available, the doctors can't conclusively say what the issue is, and it might delay treatment, or it might mean that they're not going to get treated at all, and we all know that that's not in anybody's best interest. So the fact is, Madam Speaker, is that Jews of Eastern European descent, we call them Ashkenazi Jews, of which I am one, are disproportionately likely to inherit certain genetic markers associated with some very major illnesses, including mutations linked to breast and ovarian cancer. And it's scary enough to go for testing when you know you have a family member who's died of a disease. It's scary enough to go for the testing. But I think that in the Jewish community we recognize that we certainly don't want people not going for the testing because of worries over receiving employment, insurance, and yes, even there was a case listed in the article that I read that somebody was asked for genetic testing to get rent for a lease. There have been some very good quotes from people that I just want to mention. The Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport just said that information is power, and that's what it's about, Madam Speaker. There's no point going to see a doctor who recommends genetic testing in order to do the treatment, and the people are unwilling to go because of fears. We need to, as my colleague said, catch up with the science. Why are we spending so much of taxpayers' money and private money and organizations and doctors who spend their lives doing research, developing all of these markers and genetic testing if we're not allowing the people of Ontario to take advantage of it the way they're able to do freely and in good conscience in other jurisdictions? I want to end by saying that my son had genetic testing, my third son, Mitch, and it was found that he has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And it was suspected that he had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but we could not say conclusively until he went for genetic testing. And so I'm not saying this for selfish reasons, but I think that everybody out there who wants to go for genetic testing, I want them to be able to go freely and thinking that they're doing the right thing and they are not going to have regrets later. So it's our ability here to ensure that they are going to be treated fairly. The whole point of insurance is so that we're all collectively helping each other, and we want people to feel comfortable that they're going to get insurance, that they're going to be able to get the job that they deserve, and that they should go for that genetic testing. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Ferda.